second story is the husband and wife were going through a nasty divorce, and the ex-husband, or the ex-husband, burned down the house. And unfortunately, the story's true of the mother being killed, because it's the mother that is gone.
Are you two together? Wow, that was really good. That was brilliant.
It's kind of romantic, isn't it?
That's incredible.
Everlasting love.
That was incredible.
Well, hello everyone, and thank you for coming in today. I appreciate that. We seem to have some people in the room, and I'll get to that in a minute, but no Lex. It's funny. I called Lex on Friday or Thursday or Friday, and I told him, now, Lex, there's a time change this weekend. So we're going an hour ahead. So you've got to be aware of that when it comes to the show on Sunday, because the UK's time does not change. I think they changed at the end of March, the beginning of April. So it got to 3:45. I called Lex and I said, Lex, where are you? He goes, oh, no, the hour change. Yes. So in fact, it's 4:00 here, but it's only 8:00 there. So he said he was still at work, so he's going to try to get home, and he should be. Hopefully he gets here in time, but that's okay. If he doesn't, he doesn't. We have they change. Oh, okay, there you go. They change in 10 days, so there you go. So. It's funny. I knew it was going to happen, and I was going to message him today and said, now, dude, it's going to be 8:00 there when it's time to come on. But anyways, it's not a big deal. He'll get here. I know he will. So, and if he doesn't, that's okay too, because we have a great guest today. We have Valerie Wright from the Ravens Call, Crystal and Gem. She has a show on Friday and Saturday nights where she talks and sells her crystals and gems. I'm sure a lot of people that follow Parapost Network Central and Parapost International know who this person is. And we were talking about this before the show, that she never really shows herself in front of the camera when she's doing her show. So I found out why. She gets a little bit nervous in front of the cameras. So, but I'm sure she's going to do well. And she also just started up a paranormal group called Haunted 505 Paranormal. And the great thing is, she is now part of the Global Ghost Hunt. She signed up her team, and they're going to be investigating Dawson Cemetery, which looks like an incredible place. And her thumbnail went up, and my bad, people, my bad. I put up her thumbnail, and there was a spelling mistake. So I ended up having to take it down everywhere and send a new one. So, but her promo video went up yesterday, late last night, about 12:30, I think, in the morning. I put it up, and it's over on TikTok, so you can go check it out. And you know what? We've gone black. My stream went black there. It's going to be that kind of show. It's going to be that kind of show where we're going to go in and out. And the thing is, my cord is hooked up to my modem, so it shouldn't have any problems, but apparently it does. So yeah, she is part of the Global Ghost Hunt, which I'm really, really happy about. And people, there's still time to sign up your team to the Global Ghost Hunt. I will let people know the end date of signing up is on March 31st. So after that, you're going to have to wait till October to join the next one. You won't be able to join this one. So get in your team. We did have another sign up last night again. And so we're really excited. We're starting to get teams. Teams are starting to join, which is great. And it's what I figured, that the last month we'll have quite a few teams signing up, which is happening right now. So it's looking good for a good event, for a good 10 days. And it looks like we're going to have quite a few teams that are going to be going live. And we'll also have some teams that are actually going to be recording, and we will put that up during the 10 days as well, because there are some people going into locations where they don't have data and Wi-Fi. So they're going to be recording, and we're going to put those up during the 10 days as well. And it's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of good teams. There's going to be a lot of great locations, and a lot of locations that people haven't heard of, that I'm hoping that is going to help these locations boost their business by getting more paranormal investigators to their locations, which is going to be great for the locations, because, as you know, one of the reasons why we're doing this is to support the locations that seem to be disappearing every single year. So this is really, yes, it's about the teams, but it's also more about the locations and supporting the locations, preserving these locations. So yeah, sign up your team. It's not hard. Just go over to globalghosthunt.com, register your team and your location, obviously, and then we'll get you going by the team leaders of investigations in haunted locations that will be helping you and supporting you during this time until it leads right up till the event and your day. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully this will be the start of many more to come down the road, and that's the plan. So why don't we do this? Why don't we bring up Valerie? And normally me and Lex talk at this point, and it usually goes a little bit longer, but because Lex isn't here, hopefully he will be here. He did this last year too, and he didn't end up coming up. It ended up being me running the whole show with the guest. So hopefully he's able to come up. But without further ado, I want to introduce you to Valerie Wright. And if you haven't seen your face before, you're going to see it now, because she is in front of the camera. And I noticed in a comment earlier, she said she's a lot nervous. That's okay. We've had a lot of people come on the show that it's been their first time, and this is a relaxed environment. There's nothing to be stressed about. It's just about having fun and learning about you, Valerie. So here we go. Here's Valerie Wright.
Hi, everyone. Here's the keys.
Now, what's weird is that before we came up here, like she came up at 22, and usually we get people to come up 20 minutes before just to do an audio check and a video check and stuff like that. And everything was working fine until about a minute before we were starting, and her screen went really pixelated and she started lagging, and she's going, okay, well, this is not a good thing. So, but that's okay. We'll survive.
Computer gremlins.
Yes. So in order to make you feel comfortable, I always suggest doing this. We go through some of the comments. That always makes people feel a lot more comfortable, because there's a lot of people in the room right now. And so let's go up to start. We got the patrol is in the room, and that's Rob and Rob. And we have Matt is in the room from the Paranormal Consultant. You know Matt.
Hey, Matt.
And here's Rootless Destination. Melissa and Heidi are part of the Global Ghost Hunt as well. And who else? We have a person by the name of Matthew. Hi, Matthew. Thank you for coming in the room today. And Alia. I'm thinking I always pronounce her name wrong. But can you still hear us?
I can hear you.
Oh, you can. Okay. Because you're frozen. You're frozen right now. That's
Oh my gosh.
So there's Nando. Nando is part of
Nando.
Global Ghost Hunt as well. He actually has a show called Portal to the Paranormal, and it's they do a podcast, and he has another podcast, and I can't recall its name. So and he is a supervisor with the Global Ghost Hunt. And here's Wild Bill.
Wow, Bill.
Yeah,
I still
love
haven't
that.
checked my post. I'll do that after the show.
I love that. And here's Bill. Bill always stops by. Hi, Bill. How are you doing today? I just got the crap scared out of me right now. My desk is now facing the window, and something came in front of the window, and I was going to friggin' pigeon. So, here's Raymond. You know Raymond.
Hey, Raymond.
So this always tends to make people for the first time feel a little more comfortable. And so I'm not sure who this is.
Uh-oh. Oh my goodness.
Oh, is that you? Oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you. I think that's Alia. And also Anthony's in the room. Hi, Anthony. Welcome, buddy. And yeah, so quite a few people in the room today. So we were talking before the show started. So basically the Haunted 505 Paranormal has just basically started. So do this for us, so people know what to expect. What is going on with Dawson Cemetery, and why are you investigating that place?
So anybody who is familiar with New Mexico, you know that New Mexico has a lot of history, a lot of haunted, abandoned places here. And
really?
Dawson Cemetery is located in Dawson, New Mexico. And it used to be a miner's town. Coal mining back in 1913, I believe, is when the first major tragedy happened, and killed over 200 people. And then again, 10 years later, I'm sorry, guys, I just pricked myself with the crystal and now I'm bleeding. That's lovely. And then again in 1923, there was another explosion and killed over 100 miners. So that cemetery was built for the miners to bury their bodies there. I don't know if there's any miners' cabins still up. If there are, I would like to investigate those cabins just to see what they're all about, because here by my house, there are some abandoned miner cabins that I've investigated before, and I've gotten some evidence, but nothing really to put up on social media.
Well, you know what? I think anytime anybody does an investigation, whether you capture something or not, I think it's always good to put the video up, only because it shows people that are really not into the paranormal what real paranormal investigations is all about. Because a lot of times
that is
we
true.
walk into a location and it could be a completely dead night, no pun intended. So really, I think it's always good to put those videos up, because it gives people the opportunity what it's really like. I know a lot of times people will not put those videos up because nothing really happened, but I think it's really good to put those videos up. And it also shows as an investigator, the integrity as an investigator, meaning that, just because I didn't capture anything doesn't mean I'm going to put this video and shelf it. You know what I mean? I want you guys to see what it's really like, because I think, and me and Lex have spoken about this on several times. Oh, speaking of Lex, let's welcome Lex to the show.
Oh, hey, Lex.
Hey everybody, I'm sorry I'm late. For those listening on Spotify, my name's Lex, and I'm definitely late because when the clocks go back in Canada, they don't go back here.
Actually, went to how I always like think of it. It's like spring forward, fall back.
But yeah, I'm a dumbass.
You got it.
I don't want to spring forward. I like my extra hour of sleep.
Yeah, but just think, about 5 months away, you're going to get it back. So what I'm going to get you to do, Valerie, is I'm going to get you, because I'm going to get you to log out and log back in. And the reason is because I'm going to tell people why. Because in this show, Valerie is going to show some of her. Actually, it's pretty good now. You don't have to do anything now. It's pretty good now. I was going to say log out and log back in, because during the show, Valerie is going to show some of her crystals and gems and what they're about, and she's going to get into the description of them and all kinds of different things. And this is stuff that she sells. And when she does her show on Fridays and Saturday nights, you can actually purchase these stones and crystals and all that during her show. And I think it's really, really super cool. Now, the only thing I mentioned to her about her show is you need to be in front of the camera a lot more. So,
I mean, I've been in front of the camera many, many times. It's just a nervous tick, I guess. I'm just not. I don't think I'll ever get used to it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah. So what I think we're going to get you to do is we're going to get you to log out and log back in, because you seem to be freezing a lot.
Again?
And maybe it will. Yeah, okay. It's pretty bad. So because I want people to see these crystals and gems and stuff like that. So
okay.
Log back out and log back in, and hopefully the connection will be better. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to log out now.
And while she's doing that, can I say the comments have done a great job roasting me for me being late here, boys and girls.
Yes. I think it's fabulous.
I love it. The patrol.
Now you did specify Spotify, but we're on a lot of other podcasts now.
I meant all of them.
Yeah.
All of you guys.
So
the Spotify the one that I use. So
yeah, we're on iHeart as well.
Ooh.
We're on a lot of them. So what's going to basically happen is after this show, I'm going to download the audio and put it over onto the AJ found this somewhere. It's called RSS.com. Now that is the same thing that we were going to use for the Global Ghost Hunt website, to get people's social media sites on the website. So we will eventually do that for the Global Ghost Hunt website. So with people that are involved in the Global Ghost Hunt, they will get their one link to put it up there so people can find them and stuff like that. Just click on it and it will automatically go to their page, whether it's Instagram or Facebook. So here we go. Let's hope that Valerie's a little bit better when it comes to her internet. Oh, that is good.
Better. Look at
that.
Is that better?
Fantastic.
I changed Wi-Fi connection,
So let's not talk about it anymore, because you know what could happen. We could jinx it. We've talked about the paranormal stuff and the cemetery and what you're going to be doing with Global Ghost Hunt. I would like to know what started you getting into the gems and crystals.
Ever since I was a kid, I loved just me in general. I love nature. So kicking rocks, I love going out there and it was a hobby that I turned into a business. During the pandemic, I wanted to bring in some supplemental income. And at that time, I wasn't getting much help with the partner I was with. So I had to figure out a way to either pick up a second job or, hey, why not start a business and see how that goes? And it was something scary. You know, there's a lot of planning and a lot of sacrifices that you have to make to start a business. And I was doing it on my own, and I just dove right in. I just said, if it works out, wonderful. If it doesn't, at least I can say I tried. You know, I pursued something I wanted. And so I've had this going since 2020, the beginning of the pandemic, and it's been going ever since. So I'm very, very thankful for it, and hope it keeps prospering.
Yeah, and I'm hoping it does too, because your show's fantastic on Parapost Network Central. I love it. And when I approached you about doing it over on Parapost, it was something that we really didn't have. Now, I will say we did have other people that, you know, were doing it. I will say not the, you know, best personalities in the world. I shouldn't even say that. They were very how do I put this? It didn't work.
Right.
Let me put it that way. And there's definitely compared between the two, or is like it's like a world of difference. So because you really should check out the show on Friday and Saturday nights. It is a lot of fun. It's just not about the crystals and stuff like that. She's communicating or talking with her, you know, the people that are watching, and she makes it fun, and that's important. I like your little board that you have, and
that's what I have my setup on right now, or else I'd show it.
yeah. So there's a lot of people in the I guess paranormal world that are very, very skeptical on, and I'll be honest, I'm one of them. Even though I have them on my desk, I have them in my bag. And do you find that you're up against that a lot when it comes to your crystals, on people just being very skeptical on it? Because I'm one of those people that is skeptical. Now, I see your crystals and your gems and your stones and stuff like that,
Right.
which some of them are in the shape of animals, which makes them really, really super cute. But do you find that there's like a lot of people, like I don't even know how I'm trying to ask this, is do you find that people are really skeptical when it comes to this kind of stuff? Because I know there are a lot of people that are.
There are people who are skeptical about crystals, of course, and their properties. But my show is for the ones who are in tune with that, who want to buy crystals and utilize them in their own way. I'm not there to shove down your throat, oh, this is what this crystal is supposed to do for you. If you are in line with my show, you're in line with my shop, you're in line with the crystals, that is what I promote. I'm here to share my business because it's a passion of mine that I love and that I've created from scratch. You know, I did that on my own, and I want to share that with my customers, and not only customers, but they've turned into my friends, you know, some of my good friends. And even if you're just buying them because you like the shiny rock, well, great. You know, I have crystals that I just like because they're shiny. But no, I mean, I don't have a problem with anybody who is skeptical about crystals or the metaphysical or the paranormal or the supernatural. Everybody has their own opinion. I just come from my own personal, I stick to my lane, and I just promote what I can as far as what I believe in, and whoever is in line with that will, you know, will hang out with me. And those who don't, well, blessed be.
So do you follow? So I think in the paranormal investigator world, we're kind of the same way. We all have a certain handbook on how we do things, but it's really interpreted individually across the entire board. Like, I don't do the same things as Bryan. Bryan doesn't do the same things as the patrol, sort of thing like that. So do you follow it with the same approach, that the experience is more individual than it is like a standard set of rules?
There is no set of rules when it comes to what you believe in and what you are wanting to pursue. But yeah, you know, a lot of people don't believe in the fact that crystals are energy, which that is a whole other show, because I can go into quantum physics and string theory and protons and electrons and
I was just about to go there. I was going to say everything is energy. Everything.
But yeah, I mean, this was a business that I created because it was a passion of mine, and I wanted to pursue a goal. And if I accomplish that goal, then great. If not, then at least I tried. And it's still, it's going great. It's really going great. And all the promotion that I'm getting from you guys is amazing as well. And those, again, like I said, those who are aligned with this type of, you know, spirituality or whatever you call it, then those are my tribe.
Yeah, and you can tell the passion that you have for what you do, and I think that's great. I've seen other shows in the past regarding crystals, and it's almost like they're just doing it because they have nothing else.
Right.
And you can see that that's funny, yes, but what I'm saying is, like, when compared to when you're explaining about these, you know, these crystals and gems compared to other people that I've seen, you can see the passion that you have. And that's why I asked you to come to Parapost Network Central, because I could see that you had passion for this. So why don't we do this? Why don't we get into some of these rocks that you're going to show today? And what you can maybe do is maybe talk about the rocks, maybe their origin and what they do, and where people can pick these up through you. Maybe I believe that we put the link in below that they
I
can
was going
go
to say,
your page.
I think I sent you all the links.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Parapost live. It looks
Yeah,
like
I think I put in. Yeah, I think I put in all the links, so you can go on to her. Well, you can go to her Facebook page, and I know I put that in, and you can just go over and follow her. And if there's any rocks that you're really, really interested in, then send her a message. So why don't we get started on that? And how many are you going to show today? Oh wow! Well,
100.
Okay, well, yeah, that's a lot of rocks, and so why don't we start off the first one and see where we go from there?
Basket here that I was going to go.
Yeah.
through.
Okay. Great.
If anybody has questions,
I like that. I like what you did there. You see the shelf behind her. Here you go. Okay.
Yeah, for those listening to the audio, you wouldn't have seen that, but behind Valerie is a lovely shelf full of these beautiful stones, and yeah, she turned and
there
pointed
looks
at
like
all of
there's
them.
probably about 100 there.
There's a lot on that shelf, yeah. So we're gonna go through them all.
Yeah.
That's
So
funny.
let's start off with your first one. What do you got?
Okay, so before I do, I have lit my crystals. How I leaned more towards the metaphysical part of crystals instead of the technical terms of like the hardness of each crystal and stuff like that. So I'm more of the metaphysical part of it.
Okay.
So you want to know the technical terms of them? I'll Google it for you.
It's pretty simple.
I'm not afraid to say
Straight
it.
to the point.
Where my passion went towards is the metaphysical parts.
Yeah, and you know what? And I think that's what most people would want to hear. I don't think they need to know, well, this was found in Uganda, 30 feet below the ground. And, you know, I don't think people really need to know that. But definitely the metaphysical part and basically what it's called and the colors and I know the
So-
colors are going to be obvious, people, but you know, we're on a podcast as well, so people need to know what the colors are. So
Well, to keep it in line with the paranormal, anybody who is like a paranormal investigator or in that field, I know a lot of people who use a lot of talismans and a lot of like Saint Benedict protective, stuff, and also holy water and sage and all that. So that is where I kind of try to put all this into play as well, using the
Okay.
sage, the Palo Santo, and of course, holy water. But as far as the crystals, you can use them as that as well.
Sage. Sage. An interesting fact about sage. You can. I always bring sage to a party because that's able to clear a room really, really quickly. I'm one of those people who's not a big believer in sage, but yeah,
The sage is.
sage can
I
definitely
mean, that
clear a
is
room.
it's played out. People use sage for almost everything, and there, to be honest, there's a lot more other herbs that are more potent than what sage can be. But
Yeah,
that's just
we
the
do have a
popularity
question
of it, I
here.
guess.
We do have a question here. Do you believe in or practice Reiki?
I do not practice Reiki, but yes, I do believe in the healing of Reiki.
Cool. Okay, let's see the
And I
first stone. Let's see it.
If you
so
collect
we
all
have
five,
rose quartz.
What's that?
I was going to
This
say,
is
if you
going
can
to be a
collect
rose
five,
quartz.
Rose
A little
quartz.
skull.
Okay. See, that's what I'm talking about. I was talking about it earlier about animals and stuff like that. That's a skull. That's a skull. That's really super cool.
that's cool. That's really
So
cool.
And
rose
what was
quartz
that
is-
called, sir? Rose quartz. Okay.
Rose quartz. So that is more of a healing, positive, loving energy. So if you're
Okay.
suffering from any kind of like anxiety or PTSD or any kind of stressful job, keeping a rose quartz will help just balance out that energy. That plays into the question of Reiki, using
Okay.
crystals in Reiki to heal.
Yeah.
And
We need to
also
send
the
about 5 of
skull
those to
itself.
Lex.
The
What's
skull
that, sir?
itself is representation
It's very cool.
for protection, for knowledge, for wisdom. If you are really go in deep into your practice, you can utilize this for spirit portals and gateways and stuff like that.
So
But
we
that's
need
for-
to we need to send about 5 of those to Lex for knowledge and wisdom and all those things. And
Hey, I've
his
got knowledge.
His sarcasm.
I've got knowledge. Wisdom may be a different ball game for me, but my
Yeah.
knowledge is there.
So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to write everything down on my phone in my notes and what I need to order so I can send to Lex.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
And
you know what?
that brings up a good point on a lot of people always ask me when they're first getting into crystals is, well, how do you know which crystals to buy or to use? And my answer to that is collect a lot of different materials, collect a lot of different crystals, keep them in a bowl, and on your daily life before you leave for the day, just see which crystals you're drawn to and just put those into your pocket before you hit the door. What does that say? Just sent him a watch, so he's on time.
You know what? I'm just gonna let me just quickly address this. Patrol, you're in the same fucking country as me. Come on.
Oh, wow.
Did you know the
That
time?
was violent.
Did you know the time, or did you know it because you got a notification? Because I didn't have a notification.
Yeah,
I'm
you
here,
know why
damn
you
it.
didn't get it. You know why you didn't get a notification. You know why.
Because I was in a restaurant.
Make sure it's a quartz watch.
No. You didn't get a notification because if you weren't an editor on the page, then you would have gotten a notification. But because you are an editor,
He's got me.
Yeah.
He's got me. I was here. All right, fair
Yeah,
play. I was
so-
late. All right, let's just get over it. I
so
was late.
if it's not now, Valerie, just going back on a little bit of history here, okay, and for the podcast listeners as well. last year, it was a year and a half ago. Yeah, so I went to the UK last March, but probably about 3 months before that, Rob from the Patrol made a meme of Lex and McDonald's because of his headset that he's wearing right now. Everybody refers it to McDonald's headset. So people started making the, if I find the meme, I'll send it to you. It's actually quite funny. So for the listeners, that's why every so often you're going to hear McDonald's. That's the reason why, is because we make fun of Lex because his headset looks like it's from McDonald's. So that's where it all comes from. Now, the funny thing about that is, when I was in the UK, we did go to McDonald's once. I came outside and I said, Lex, we need to take a picture of you posing with McDonald's, which I did. And then I sent it to Rob, and I sent it to someone, and they started making more memes out of it. It was just fantastic. Anyways, that was a long story. It should have been shorter. I apologize. This is your show, Valerie. So let's move on.
Talk about McDonald's all you want.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens. Show, sometimes our show can just go in a completely different direction, which is not necessarily a bad thing.
It's not.
It's just
that's where like your true personality comes out. You get to see the true, personality of the person and see where their mind likes to wander. And
yeah. And there's another thing too. People that are nervous about coming up on the show, they tend to talk less. So it makes them feel a little more comfortable.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we're talking about the rose quartz. So the rose quartz is something that I wrote down that I will be sending 3 or 4 of to Lex. And so for people that are watching right now, for that rose quartz, what is the price of that particular?
This particular one is only $18.
$18, and it's a skull.
A 2-inch stone.
So when people are, and this raises an interesting question, people want to order this stuff. Is there a certain amount they have to order in order for you to ship it?
No.
Okay. Oh, that's cool.
Good. I like that one.
That one's a labradorite. Labradorite is very protective stone. Very protective stone. Really great for investigating. Really great for anybody who is a practitioner or practices the arts, or even just to protect you from any kind of evil eye or anyone who's trying to slander you. Labradorite lab is really good for that.
Interesting.
I need that right now.
Those.
I need that right now.
I need a few of those. Wow. That's fantastic. I like it. I'm just curious, how long does it take them to put it in, like, to make it something like that, like a skull? What do they have to do? It takes
quite some time. They have a big machinery. The suppliers that I go through, I have a couple in Arizona, 1 in Ohio. I have a few in China and 2 in Pakistan. And they have huge machinery that they use. And I couldn't begin. I mean, you can Google it.
There you go. So is Kara's right? It's also considered the love stone.
Yep.
Brian, check your oh, here we go. Brian, check.
If you've sent him the photo, Rob, I swear to Christ, you're not getting out of 30 East Drive, mate. I'm just saying, you and the poltergeist are going to live there.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to download this.
Oh, dear.
I am going to download it, and this is.
I'm going to be on time from now on. Just saying.
No, well, that's probably a good thing. So go ahead, Valerie. You can show your next.
A few of the stones that I like to use for protection, especially in the paranormal field, or in just if you are feeling like you're being attacked a lot by people's energy, or just just for all general protection. I really do like Tiger's Eye. Tiger's Eye is really good for any kind of protection, especially any kind of a slander or bad mouthing. Black tourmaline is really good for protection, home protection, traveling. I prefer tourmaline over black obsidian. A lot of people get black obsidian for protection, but what they don't understand is that obsidian absorbs any kind of energy. So if you are wearing black obsidian on you and you are feeling depressed, you are going to feel 10 times more depressed. If you have it on you, or if it's near you on your workstation, in your pocket, you're going to feel that energy. Anybody who is around you who is feeling sad or depressed or anything, or even happy, this is going to absorb that, and you're going to feel that energy 10 times more than you normally would. So if you are not feeling well and you are partaking in anything serious, I would not hold on to obsidian. I would put that away until you are in good spirits.
In terms of what black obsidian does, do you find it odd that a lot of places sell it as necklaces and wearable items then? If that's like an absorber?
No, I'm wearing black obsidian right now. I have black obsidian on. It's just how you are feeling at the moment. If your energy, if your vibration is high, then you're good. But if you have a low vibration, you're feeling sad, depressed, you're ill with like a cold or a flu, you're more liable to be open up to that toxic energy that's coming through. And that obsidian is just going to enhance that on you. So.
Okay, lovely.
Very cool. So before we get on to the next one, I want to show something. And for people listening, I'm sorry, you'll have to go over to YouTube, our YouTube channel, so you can see this. And here we go. Here we go. Ready?
My favorite thing about that picture is that they've taken probably my best YouTube thumbnail to make it on as well. Like the house in the background is awesome. So yeah, I think Necrophonic and McDonald's, the whole works.
It goes hand in hand. If you ask me.
I actually rate it so much.
So this is going over my head. I still don't understand why McDonald's.
Fast food. It's just the one everyone knows. This is
his headset. His headset.
Like
when you drive up to the window. Yeah, there you go. Now she's got it.
Now it.
It's because I use this. It's because I've got this little thingy. I don't have a big microphone in front of me. I use a little speaker.
I do like that though. That was like my cartoon character growing up, Garfield.
In the house. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Rob actually went to that house as well and has seen it. So he's been to that McDonald's branch. It's phenomenal. Thank you for resending that, Rob. Thank you.
So here's a question. Hi, Valerie. What is a good crystal for working through grief? And do you also accept PayPal on your show?
Yes, I accept PayPal. Crystal's good for grief. Any kind of pastel color. Rose quartz, of course, is going to be my go-to. Any that promotes love. Stay away from obsidian. I would definitely recommend lapis lazuli. That will promote a lot of good, strong energy. Because when you're going through grief, you tend to lower your vibration, and you want to kind of lift that up. Clear quartz is always the go-to for anything. I mean, this is your universal crystal, clear quartz. I would definitely recommend holding on to black kyanite. That will just protect your energy because you are opening yourself up to a lot of negative energy to flow through because you are vibrating low when you're grieving.
I'm really glad you said that lapis lazuli, because I have a necklace with it in and a ring that I wear all the time with it in as well when I go out. So I really enjoyed that one
That's
making
really
the
cool.
list.
That's
I would
good. Now,
definitely, I would combine lapis with a tiger's eye. That is just my own personal opinion. That just gives like a stronger defense in your spiritual aura.
yeah, now Bill has a question here. Do you have a list or an index of what the crystals do that you have for sale on your webpage? I need one for energy. Now, from what I understand, I believe Valerie told me the other day your webpage is down right now. It's
Yes,
being
my
fixed.
webpage is under construction. It is active. You can go on there. You can click around. But I just have not had the time because I am a one-woman show. I do everything by myself. So I just haven't had the time to fine-tune my website. But I do recommend this Crystal Bible. You can find this on Amazon. I am sold out on this right now. I can order some and get them available to you by probably next week. But this is the one I would definitely recommend, aside from the cat hair. Sorry. Cat hair is extra.
Cat hair is not included.
But I would definitely
here's
recommend the Crystal Bible.
Here's a wonderful comment or compliment from I'm not sure if it's Heidi or Melissa, but yes, I agree with all she is suggesting. Valerie is great.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, always
Like,
nice to get those
where
compliments.
I come from on this is your intent. So whatever it is that you're intending to use it for, I have that book read. Yes, this is like my go-to. I have a lot of other ones, but I always end up picking this one up aside from my other crystal books that I have.
Here you go.
Bill, I
acquired
acquired
it.
a beautiful obsidian, making it into a necklace. Got it from this young lady. Bill, I'm sorry. I still have to check my post for my holy water, but thank you so much. I am going to use that on my investigation.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So what's up next? What do you have next?
Somebody mentioned crystals good for energy. I'm not sure if they're talking about they just have like low physical energy or their libido is low, but I would definitely
Here, Bill. Sorry, we didn't answer the rest of Bill's question. Sorry, Bill.
For energy. I would definitely recommend pyrite. I would definitely recommend, do I have it here? I don't have it here. Shungite or hematite, any kind of a magnetic crystal that has that magnetic energy on it, that will definitely bring in your energy up. Again, stay away from obsidian. I would definitely use amethyst.
Wow, amethyst. That is my son's favorite rock right there. Yeah. We actually, I did a trip. It was probably about, how long ago was it? Well, he's 22 now. Probably about 10. Probably about 12 years ago, we did this trip and we drove from Toronto to Alberta. And it took, I don't recommend it to anybody, to be perfectly honest. It's a very long drive, and especially around Lake Superior. I understand why they call it Lake Superior. But during that drive, we stopped at a location, Thunder Bay, where there is an amethyst mine in Thunder Bay. So we actually stopped there, and we were able to actually see how they were bringing it up.
Wow.
And you could actually what they did for the kids, and I thought this was really, really fun. What they do is they would dig up a lot of it and put it over to this one area, and then the kids can go in there and look for the stones, the amethyst, and then they put them in a bucket, and then you can go up to the cache and you can buy the rocks, and it's at a really, really, really cheap price. And I think each rock was like 10 cents. And if you had a big one, it was still like, it was just really, really good.
And
A lot
and
of
that's
fun.
something that I enjoy with my daughter as well. Not only does she help me with the gem and crystal show events that take place here locally, but she also enjoys going rock hounding with me. I want to try to implement that into my crystal business as far as showing that aspect of it, of actually going to the mountains and digging up your own rocks. So you can see that process of it. But hopefully maybe this year I can rearrange my schedule and plan that out better. But I'm going back. The last one I would recommend for his energy would be moss agate. Moss agate is really good for grounding. So that will help ground your energy and stabilize it.
Cool. And what is your, out of all the rocks and crystals and gems that you have, what is your favorite that you will always have? Not all of them. What is your favorite one? Which one sticks out in your mind when you think, you know what, that is my favorite one?
That's a trick question. All of them.
Is it? Come on, there's got to be one.
It'd probably have to be either the tiger's eye or the labradorite.
Well, there you go. So here's something funny here.
My wife is spending all my money with Valerie. What is that? Happy life? I don't know.
Okay. Let's not go down that road.
I don't believe in that. I'm just teasing. That just popped into my head.
I know. It's all good. Yeah, once we get into that area, that's a whole different show. Is it true though? No.
It works both ways. You both have to be happy in a relationship. But I would also black kyanite is my other favorite. Kind of looks like a witch's broom.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It does look cool, that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So can you, like, is that like the sizes that you can get it in? Can you get it in something really bigger? Or, yeah.
The size matters. But yes, I can get them.
Okay, here we go.
I can get them bigger.
This show just takes a little left turn every once in a while.
I know,
McDonald's. Yeah, there you go.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay, back to crystals.
Sure.
Yeah, so I don't really talk about it much, but my spirituality, I do a private practice into my own spirituality, and black kyanite and tiger's eye is probably the two that I utilize often before I go into any of my rituals, and just to protect my aura, protect my energy, and to allow myself to call in my ancestors to help me with whatever it is I'm about to partake in.
I would agree with Wild Bill.
I do carry a lot of bottles that you can put your holy water in or your essential oils in. So if you are in like a paranormal, you're investigating a building and you want to spritz your holy water around while you're saging the place, you can.
While you're stinking up the place.
Bryan on that, you guys. Yes, sage is good to, cleanse a place, but there's plenty of more herbs out there that are better to use than sage.
Yeah. I think Wild Bill, I think she ignored your comment. I put it up there, but
I'm sorry. Where?
No, it was a funny comment that Wild Bill made.
Typical female size manners. Well, it does. If she said that it doesn't, she's lying to you.
Okay, there we go. So, see, this is the thing with me. I had a good, not necessarily good friend. It was a neighbor of mine. And she was big into the whole spiritual and all those things. And her biggest thing with sage, that her beliefs are, and again, it's one of those things, it's your intent, right? It's what you're intending it to do
It's
for
a
yourself.
lot more than just intent, and it's a lot more than just lighting a stick of herb
Yeah,
and swinging
so
around a
her
building.
feelings were that sage does not get rid of spirits at all. What it does, it calms them down. It's like they're sitting down at the table having dinner for those hour, 2 hours, and then it's back to the way it was.
I
So
agree.
her belief is that it just calms them down. It doesn't get rid of them. The problem is, and me and Lex have spoken about this on previous shows, that sage, for me, and I think Lex is the same as well, that a lot of this stuff has really become highlighted because of TV.
I think it's yeah, it's like it kind of like got hallmarked. It's like, oh, this is a popular thing to do now. Let's do it. Um,
Yeah.
there's a lot more into cleansing a home if you want to stay on that topic. There's a lot more to rituals and preparing yourself before you go into any kind of investigation. If or even if you practice any kind of magic or any of that, but you have to really learn to meditate. I don't care if it's 15 minutes a day, but do that 15 minutes a day every day and commit to it. That will allow your mind to just be still and kind of unplug from the matrix for a while, so you can really see what needs to be done and really be in tune with your real self. And that way you can see who or what is toxic and what has been holding you down, and who or what is benefiting you, and
Yeah.
how to pursue
Something
that.
came out not too long ago, and it didn't really surprise me, to be honest. The famous medium, the Teresa Caputo, or whatever her name was. The what was her, where was she from? New Jersey or something like that. Do you know who I'm talking about? She was on TLC.
Long
The
hair.
big hair. Well, it's
Yeah.
come out that she's a fake. Which, to be honest, it didn't really surprise me. But the problem is always before a show, or before she had a reading, she would use the sage in the bowl, and then she would use a feather. Now, because she was doing that, and because she's now classified as a fake, they think that's fake. You know what I mean? Like the sage
Yeah.
and the feather and stuff
Right.
like that. Because I know Wild Bill mentioned that his ancestors used white sage and an eagle's feather.
Right.
So I
You
think,
have to really understand. Don't partake in the followers. Do your own research. Use your intuition. However it's going to make you feel, but really do your own research.
yeah,
Because if you don't, then you're playing with fire. You don't know what you're doing.
true.
And
And that's my point of sage and stuff like that. It's just, the problem is that you hear multiple opinions about it, and you're thinking to yourself, okay, well, this person says it does nothing. This person says it calms them down. This person says it cleanses. So really, I think we go back to what we said earlier. It's about your intent. And if you're not a believer in it, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
sage is really good for meditation. So when you are ready to clear the mind and really get involved in whatever it is you're about to get involved in, sage is really good to clear, like your meditation is clearing the mind. Sage is good just to clear the space. So it's
Yeah,
not
if I had
like
sage going,
not
yeah,
getting
if I had,
rid of anything, but it's just like clearing it off. Like if you're dusting your house or mopping your floor, you're cleaning it for the time being until the dust comes again.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Well, if I was sitting in a room meditating and sage was burning, I would definitely not be meditating in that room. So I would be forced out of that room because of the smell. But I know there are, like, I have something right here. I have copal.
Copal, is that what
Yeah.
you said?
Yeah, which was given to me. I haven't
That
used it.
I was about to get into resins.
Yeah, I haven't used it. It's a resin incense.
Yeah.
And it's honestly, it looks yeah. That sits up on my window as a
Copal, mirth, dragon's blood. Trying to think of the other two, but those are really potent. I would really, even if you're not burning it, just keep it in your pocket.
yeah,
Or
it's just,
have
it
a
looks,
little
the
medicine
box looks pretty on the windowsill.
Yeah.
that'll
Do,
work.
do you think this comes with, I think sage being the big one? It's all, what's the word I'm looking for? It's culture. There are people that aren't cultured that way, who see it on TV as being this one thing and assume that's what it is, and not really look into what it actually does and what it's for.
That's
and it's a cultural
yeah, but
difference.
like going back to what I said, do your own research. Don't just be a follower. Don't just do it because you saw someone do it on social media or TV or whatever. Do your own research. Be serious about it because it's not a, it's not a joke. And plus, hello, we're getting short on sage out there, people.
So stop taking it to haunted houses and burning it. Yeah, you're not doing anyone any justice here.
Is that true? They're getting low on sage?
Just because it's in popular demand. But I mean, no, I was just being sarcastic.
I've never heard that.
You should just burn stinging nettles in someone's house. Do you have those in other countries? I'm assuming you do, not just here.
What did you say?
Stinging nettles. That's what we call them in this country. I need to find out what they're actually called. Hang on. Stinging nettles.
It's like a purple. It's like a purple plant with the little.
No, it's green plant, but it's a green leaf that has tiny hairs on it, but they're really sharp. So when kids touch them, it stings your hand. That's what we have in this country. I'm trying to find if there's an actual one. Urtica dioica, I think they're called. Urtica is their real name, but yeah, stinging nettles. Burn those in people's houses. You've never heard? How have you not?
That goes into a lot of again, you have to do your own research. If you
let's see a picture of it.
You practice certain religions, you practice certain spirituality, whatever it is, you have to do your own research before you start using it.
Yeah. And let me see a picture of it, Lex. Share it.
Let me send you one. Okay, so
yeah, you can share it up on the screen.
Can I share it on mine?
Yes, of course you can. Just go down to where it says present, and you can share screen.
Oh, give me one. So let me just Google it. Get me.
No worries.
Stinging.
We will wait for you. There's no show going on right now.
Okay. Well, okay, guys. If you're listening on the if you're listening on the podcast, you will know hopefully you'll all know what stinging nettles look like. But for Brian, who doesn't, I'm going to show him.
Yeah. I bet I will if I see the picture.
Yeah, they're very noticeable.
I'm probably thinking of a different one. If it's all green, I thought the thing I'm picturing is purple with the little.
This is the one I'm looking at. Tell me when you can see it.
Ah, gotcha.
Can you see it?
Yeah, that's totally
we're
different.
looking at it right now, actually.
Yeah,
it's on the screen.
They're like everywhere in the UK. Like
that looks like a marijuana plant.
It does, doesn't it? But it's not as nice.
It does.
Exactly. I was like, yeah, we have that here.
We know it as weed.
No, it's not weed. I'm sorry, but it's not. But talk. I was going to say, like, you said a minute ago about doing your research and stuff. What I really like about that is
it does look like mint.
People. It does look like mint, yeah. People do need to research. Like the reason I have 3 crystals on me at all times, and I never knew what they did. I just bought them because they're pretty. I have a black onyx necklace. I have a black kyanite bracelet, and I have my lapis lazuli ring, and I wear them all the time. Like,
That's like the holy grail of protection. I'm
And
not
that's
sure
just
if
like-
I'm not sure if that's where you were going with when you bought those, but
Nope. I've had the ring for about probably coming up a decade now, and I got given it as a present, and then I bought another one exactly the same to replace the first one because it got damaged. So I bought a new one, and I wear it almost all the time. My necklace actually hangs on my bed frame now because I've got a new one made out of brass.
which is the one that hangs on your bed frame?
The black onyx one.
Going on that, now that we're talking about jewelry, the crystals, in your bedroom, whether it's on your nightstand, on your bed frame, or under your bed or under your mattress, do not keep magnetic crystals like hematite or anything magnetic. That is going to give you a very unstable sleep session. You're going to feel a lot of insomnia. You're going to toss and turn. I would recommend keeping amethyst by your bed. That will help with your sleep sessions.
Is onyx magnetic?
Because I have the onyx necklace around my neck, and I wear it to bed sometimes, and I do have problems sleeping.
And then you mentioned that you had one of your bracelets got damaged or broke.
My ring.
For me personally, whenever a necklace or a crystal breaks like that, it means that it's done its job for you. So it took a major hit for you. And when it breaks, it's pretty much, it did its job. It doesn't mean you throw it away. You can use it for whatever else you want, but it did the job for you. Whatever happened on that moment that it built up to that, it protected you from something.
Oh, that's cool. So I've still got it, like the broken one. I've got it in a ring box. It's just stored because I think the stone's still pretty. But yeah, I've got my lapis one replaced.
Mine broke. I had two. Mine broke. And now the interesting thing is, and not a lot of people know this, something happened last year that was very, very serious. And this is why I got these crystals in the first place. They were sent from a friend of Patty Adams. She knew once to send me. She sent me that copal. She sent me some crystals. She sent me this too as well that I keep on my desk. And what's interesting, long story short, I was driving home, and all of a sudden, my eyes started to close, and I couldn't open them. I tried everything. My eyes were going red. They were closing. I'm surprised I didn't get in a car accident and kill myself, to be honest. And I found out the next day that somebody casted a black magic spell on me.
That's why I say hold on to black kyanite. This is the holy grail. Black kyanite, tiger's eye.
I think I have that one, actually. I think I actually have that one. Anyways, bottom line is that about a month and a half ago, that necklace or that bracelet, for some reason, I was in the bathroom and all of a sudden it just broke. For no reason, it just broke and it went everywhere.
Yeah.
And I wasn't doing anything or anything like that. It just broke. It was weird. And it's interesting you say that when they break, it did its job. And I find that really, really interesting.
People think that just because your bracelet breaks, that you should get rid of it, throw it away. No, it doesn't mean that it's bad. What you can do is now utilize those chips, like if you have all these little beads, place them around your property, put them in a little pouch, carry it in your pocket. It's still going to benefit you. It's not going to be toxic now. It just took a major hit, and that's all that meant. If you lose a crystal, if for whatever reason you lose a crystal and you have no idea why, it just means that whatever your intention that you put into that crystal has done its job as well. So if you intended for that crystal to protect you for a court case or whatever, and then all of a sudden you just happen to lose that crystal, it just means that it did its job.
Yeah. I just want to point out here there is a purple stinging nettle in the States.
See, so
saw.
I was.
That's
I
so
thought
strange.
so. I thought so.
I didn't know that. That's
I didn't know either, so let's move
What's
on.
happening with my hair?
I didn't know either. So there you go. So why don't we do one? Hey, look who's in the room. It's been a while since I've seen this individual.
Hey, Ken.
Mr.
There's
Ken,
my mentor. Where have you been, Ken?
Yeah, where
gosh,
you been?
Ken, I hope you are doing well, my friend.
Natural
I
hair.
haven't seen you in months, and I hope everything's good with you and you're well and you're doing okay and your family's okay.
I
Here's
haven't
another
seen
one here.
Ken
It's
or
also a natural Viagra.
yes, it is.
If there was anyone that was going to know that, it would be Ken. I love that man to pieces. I absolutely love him.
I think everybody does, and it's nice to see him. He's on YouTube. He's on our YouTube channel, so that's great. So why don't we do one more? And if you have one
Pick a
more to
good one.
show us, that
I
would be
have
great, and
plenty
we
to
can
show you.
finish
I mean,
this
it's
off.
all up to you guys what you want to see, but I can recommend. I know a lot of people like to wear necklaces. So if you have a protection emblem, whether it's Saint Benedict or whatever it is that you use, a cross, connect it with a crystal. Wear it with a crystal. That will give you added benefit. Oh, Ken, thank you. I haven't seen you in forever. I was going to call you the other day, Ken, but I wasn't sure if I was going to. I'm that type of person. I don't like to just, call out of the blue.
Yeah, I haven't seen Ken. It's got to be at least 3 months since I've seen Ken around on any of the shows. Or I know he's doing a show a little while with Bryan James.
I haven't seen his. I know he has a podcast too, but I haven't. The Wizard's Table.
Yeah, I don't think they're. I'm not sure if they're doing that anymore. But he was also doing a show with Bryan James, and they did a couple.
Right.
There you go. But I love that. I love that combination. That looks fantastic.
Yeah, that's what I do. I like to combine my Saint Benedict pendants with my crystals.
There you go. There's your question answered right there. They are starting back up in April.
Oh, are they? Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
Well, that's good.
Great.
I miss watching their show.
I hope you're like I said earlier, I hope you're well, Ken. So, but that, you know what, this has been fantastic. And I want, if people can, go down below in the description and go over and follow her page and her Facebook. And if you're interested in some of the rocks, give her a message. And she said it earlier, she accepts payment through PayPal. Which is great. And if you think this is going to benefit you, then I definitely think you should, get some rocks or some gemstones. I'm always the one that thinks the amethyst is the good rock for everything.
I agree.
Is there anything it's not good for?
Anything that it's not good for? I don't know. That's a good question. I'll get back to you on that.
I think the amethyst is just a pretty rock. And it's one of the nicer ones that I like. And, but I want to thank you for coming on today's show. This has been a lot of fun. So how long did the nervousness last? 5-10 minutes?
I'm still nervous.
Are you really?
That'll never go away. I don't know why. I like behind camera, I'm fine, but in front of the camera.
Well, again, I would suggest, like I did at the beginning of the show, go in front of the camera every once in a while and show those rocks.
No.
You have a nice smile. You have nothing to worry about, and you're very fun. There's nothing to be.
I am very fun, very weird.
I will say, once you do it more and more and more, you're going to get more and more comfortable doing it, standing in front of the camera.
No, I do want to thank you, Bryan, so much for having me on and help promote my business.
Yeah, of course.
The more the merrier. Anybody who has any questions about crystals or, anything metaphysical, send me a private message. I'll be more than happy to chat with you.
There you go. There you go, folks. Here's Valerie Wright from the Ravens Call Crystal and Gem and Haunted 505 Paranormal. And you can watch her every Friday and Saturday nights on Parapost Network Central. I believe she's also, are you on Paralinks on those nights too?
Paranormal United Network, Parallax, Fridays and Saturdays, 5:30 Mountain Time, 6:30 Central. And what is that, 7:30 Eastern?
Yes, it is 7:30. So you can definitely check her out on Parapost Network Central on Facebook. You know what? Her show's great. Check it out. Check it out once. See what you think. And if there's anything you want to order, you can. And I think she also does every so often. I think she does a giveaway too.
Oh God, you guys! I give away so many crystals. It's ridiculous.
There you go.
That's out of hand. So yeah, if you want a free crystal, come see me because apparently that's all I do.
Yeah. So again, Friday and Saturday nights at 7:30 Eastern, you can definitely check out Valerie. And this May, she will also be part of the Global Ghost Hunt. I believe her investigation is on what day?
Let's see. I think it's May 6th. Does that fall on a Saturday,
Yeah.
I believe?
Yeah, that is a Saturday. That is a Saturday. And we're looking forward to seeing that investigation. I do like, I personally don't like going to graveyards, but I like watching other people go to graveyards. So
now this one is going to be very interesting. We've been planning this for a couple of years now. We just haven't really, there's been a lot of personal turmoil that has happened within, my life and my good friend. And we just finally came out of that with our, some good spirits. So now that we're kind of back on track, we're hoping to do a lot more paranormal investigations, but Dawson Cemetery, that one is going to be really interesting because it's in the middle of the mountains. It's like an abandoned miners town. So it's in the middle of the woods, surrounded by wildlife, surrounded by trees, and just the cemetery.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I want to say my thank yous for coming on today's show. I really, really appreciate it. I definitely like to bring you on later on down the road and talk about more paranormal once you've gotten yourself settled and doing more investigations. Because today was a lot about rocks. So after you've gotten a few investigations under your belt, we can definitely talk about that and maybe even show some of your evidence that you've captured later on down the road.
Growing up, the paranormal has been with me since I was a little kid. So we'll have a lot to talk about.
Excellent. And Lex?
Yeah, just want to say thank you for coming on. I'm so sorry I was late. I'm so sorry. But yeah, it's been good to have you on and to see how much this stuff means to you firsthand. It's evident in the way you talk about it. It means so much to you, and it's great to have someone with that much passion come on here and share that with us and with the guys at home and listening to us. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Have a great rest of the day, okay?
Bye, you guys. Thank you for having me.
Take care.
Well, yes, you apologize to Valerie, but I think you should apologize to the people in the audience.
You know what? You're right. and I would have apologized to I apologize to everyone except for the patrol for being late. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm late, guys. The time clock pissed me up. Same as last. This happened last year as well.
It did, and I spoke about that. I spoke about that at the beginning of the show that it happened last year.
Yeah, it's if they're forwards or back, I don't fucking know. I just know they change. I'm just here.
Oh, that's funny. But I want to thank everybody that came in the show today, and it was nice to see some people in the room today that haven't been here for a while, and some new people that came in the room today. And again, go over to her Facebook page and give her a follow. And if you're interested in some of the rocks and crystals and gems, order them. Doesn't take a lot.
It's cool.
Right?
I just found out. I just Googled it. There's a crystal place near me.
Oh, really?
So like with one of my so my black kyanite necklace, I haven't worn it in ages because the bonding is broke. But now that I know that it's broke for a reason, and now I'm just gonna go find another one and keep the old one. So that's really cool. But
I found it interesting. She said it broke. If it breaks, that means it's done. It's done its job. I thought that was really, really interesting.
It's cool. That's not the first time I've heard it, but it's not something. I've heard it from like my nan or a grandparent telling me that it's broke for it's done what it's done. And I've never really taken it on board, but like to hear it in that context, it makes a lot of sense.
Wow. That was cool. That was a great show. And again, I want to thank everybody that came in the room today, and everybody that's watching the replay. Thank you. And for the people that are listening on the podcast, thank you as well. Hopefully next week, Lex will be on time, and I will be late this time.
I mean, that's even worse, because at least when I'm late, the show can still start.
This is true. I can't be late because the show's not starting.
The benefit is the podcast is never late. It's the live stream that's late. So the podcast will come out on time.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. And this podcast or this vodcast will be up on the podcast channels right after the show.
And I have homework for everyone.
Oh, okay.
And it's
are we going to do fakers? You got a faker?
Well, I have. That's why. So if you know,
do you want to do faker now?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Apparently we aren't going anywhere quite yet.
Not yet, because we pulled a double back.
There you go.
All those fake YouTubers.
It's going to have to be fast
this week. It is. Don't worry. It's quick. We've done these guys before. I'm going to tell you a little quick story about Omar and Mindseed TV, who collaborated for a video, and boy, is it good.
Lord.
Oh, it is everything you want in a legit, totally not fake paranormal industry. So I'll run through it quickly, just so I'm not wasting everyone's time. But there's a couple of things. They did a video together. It's quite entertaining if you want to watch it. I wouldn't, but I'll run through how you know it's fake, right? So the first one, obviously, Omar's in it. Point number 2, Mindseed TV are in it.
Yeah.
Point number 3, they do this bit, right, where they're going up to this house. They've never been there before, Brian. They've never been in there. So who set up the camera that shows them walking in the door from the inside of the building?
Omar.
Never been in there. So how is it in there?
Good point.
Okay. Good point. So number 2, they do this really cool thing.
Hey, wait a minute. Did they maybe mean they've never been in there throughout the whole place? But
no, they've never been in there. Okay. They make it very clear they're driving up to there for the first time.
Okay, and the camera was on them when they
already inside the building, set up like a CCTV camera, but it's clearly a YouTuber camera because the quality is really good. So it's not CCTV. We all know what they're like. So that's fun. Number 2, and I'm sure this won't come back to haunt us later in the video. They have a salt line across one door leading to a room that they never open. And I'm assuming because the owner told them that they're not allowed to film in there, maybe it's a bedroom. But the salt line's only in front of the door, not in the windows or anything else that something could escape the room from. It's just in front of the 1-bedroom door. But I'm sure it's not important. I'm sure we won't see the salt line again later in the video. So we'll move on. Then they go upstairs to investigate. And this is my favorite bit. You hear the overlaid sound of someone running on the wood. Clearly not coming from the camera. You can clearly tell it's been overlaid into the video. So quickly they shine a light down and camera down at the floor, and you see this crack of light from an open door that now slams shut, but no one's downstairs. Yeah, okay. Clearly someone's downstairs, shut the door. Fine. It's easy to debunk that one. And what makes it funny is the Mindseed, their production value is really good. So they can build up a tense scene. It doesn't suit Omar when they do it. So like those two do it really well. But when Omar's like, "Oh, you don't have permission to hurt us," it sounds like he's reading it from the script. It's quite funny. So those two are really good at it. They fooled me for a while. Omar's never fooled me. That's
Well,
why.
do you know there's actually a thing out there when it comes to actors? Because I've been through it. So if I'm reading something right now, like on my second screen right now, it's a Global Ghost Hunt 2023,
Mm.
Haunted 505 Paranormal. That sounds normal. But soon as you get a script, there's something. Now, this was told by one of my acting teachers. There's something psychological that happens in your brain that, for some reason, when you go to read it out loud, it sounds like a script.
You sound autonomous. Okay.
Yes.
I
And
didn't
it's
know that.
something psychological in your brain. So if I had a script right now, and I have plenty of them, but if I had one right now, what my problem was years ago, I would read it and it would sound like I was reading from script. But if I'm just reading, I know how to get around it now. But it's just really weird how that happens. So obviously they gave Omar a script, and that's what's happened.
Okay. That makes sense. So then they go downstairs to investigate. They go back to that door that they definitely didn't open earlier because they're not allowed in that room. And the salt line has been broken.
Oh, heaven
But the
forbid.
but the gap of the salt line is the size of me dragging my two fingers like this across it like that, just to pull the salt out of the way. There's 3 people at least. There's a minimum of 3 people in the building. Clearly, one of them just pulled the salt out of the way of the door, right? It's not even completely broken. They didn't even do a good job.
Mm.
And then they don't open that room to find out what's happened, right? They just leave it. The door's still shut because they're not allowed in there. They obviously haven't got permission, guys. So that's that one. And then they do the last bit I'll touch on, my favorite bit. This is my favorite thing in any debunk, where windows are everyone's worst enemy when they're faking a video. So they do this thing where they split up at 3 a.m. Right?
Okay.
And when Omar's in a video with people, clearly it means his other 2 are going to do stuff.
Okay.
Nothing quite like this though. This is great. So Omar's sat in a room, and while they're sat down, while he's sat in there, he's talking. He's being aggressive to the spirit, talking. You said my mother's name? What? Whoa. Kicking off, right? In the background of Omar is a Jenga tower that's been built up. Patrol, I'll have a look at that in a moment. There's a Jenga tower that has been built up for no reason. There's just a Jenga tower in the background. Okay, maybe the owners, maybe they put it there. I don't know. I can't remember. But there's a Jenga tower built up there. You know what Jenga is? The game.
Yep.
Yeah, it's one of them.
Okay.
Anyway, while he's being aggressive to this thing, the Jenga tower falls down by itself. Woo! Do you want to know what I saw in the video, which they
What's
did
that?
edit
What'd you
out?
see?
You can see the reflection of someone else pulling the string in the window.
Oh, Lord.
And it's so clear that it's even pointless to deny that someone pulled the string because you can see them.
You know what? I never watch Omar's videos, and I used to watch Mindseed so you have to send me the link of this video, and I need to watch it. So
I will send you it now.
please send me this link. I'm the last person to give them a view, but I'm going to have to watch this just because. And again, I think I've seen 5 minutes of Omar's videos. I have no interest in seeing them. I knew even from his thumbnails, this guy fakes videos. So, and then you hear people talking, right? So anything else you want to add to this?
No, that was the last one. I just wanted to show you how easy it is to find out if they're fake when you're watching Omar. Just look at the windows behind him because it's
so there has been a little bit of controversy this week. Yes. And it's going rapid through TikTok.
Oh,
yes.
Nice.
Our favorite person, Mr. Zach Baggins, has created a little bit of a shitstorm.
What's he done now?
Yes. Well, you now I don't know. Well, supposedly Nick Groff has come out and said something. I didn't watch what he said. And
I think I've seen something. Yeah.
Zach Baggins is executive producer on a lot of these shows, right?
Yeah.
Like Destination Fear, Kindred Spirits, The Ghost Brothers. He got them all canceled.
Wow.
Now, Dakota from Destination Fear has come out and spoken and said he's not the reason why Destination Fear was canceled. Now, keeping in mind that wasn't Dakota once Zach Baggins' camera guy?
Yeah.
So he did make a couple of statements in his comment that made it sound like, okay, well, I have to say this in order for me to survive my show at all, I guess. If he said something negative towards him, it would most likely not be shown anywhere anymore. So I guess Nick is coming out, going to say some stuff about him.
Yeah.
Is it true? I don't know.
I don't know. We'll find out. Ooh.
Nick is supposedly going to be doing a broadcast of some of the things that happened during his time there. Now we all know why. Now it's funny because I read this thing this morning on it was on some kind of magazine or something like that. It actually said that the reason Nick left it was creative differences.
Did one of them want to pull the string in the other direction?
That was my first thought. My second thought was, from what I understand, Mr. Nick didn't want to fake evidence anymore, and Mr. Baggins didn't appreciate that and got rid of him.
the thing is, like, from Nick's point of view, if you chose to start faking evidence, then quit. Don't try and go back to being legit. It's too hard.
Yeah.
And Rob, I will. Rob sent me a video of Jasco, so I've already ripped on him enough. But yeah. Rob, can you tell me who tried to get your YouTube closed? Jasco, Zach, or Omar? Please let me know which one, because if it's Zach, I'm gonna.
It wouldn't be Zach. It wouldn't be Zach. It would probably most likely be Omar or Jasco.
I wish it was. Like, Omar clearly knows who we are. Look who works with us.
Yes, and so does our favorite person, our other favorite person.
What, Jody? I'm a piece of shit, Dean. Yeah. Zach tried.
I didn't say it. I didn't say it. You know, we need to get some more rocks your way. A protective rock.
Apparently, Zach tried to get the patrol taken down.
Really? Oh,
you know what? Patrol.
You need to share that story.
Patrol.
Should we convince Rob to come up here and tell us that story?
Please, yeah, I mean, unless there's a cease and desist letter, which I'm happy.
So what I'm going to do, Rob, right now, is that I'm going to put the link.
This is a Through the Lens exclusive, guys. If we can get him up.
So Rob, please come up and share that story before we go off the air. And
over the cow video.
And to be honest, we'd like to see anyways. You know, you can plug your stuff.
For those listening at home who haven't been watching the show on YouTube before we went to podcast format, there's been a long-running thing where me and Brian will happily call out people who fake content.
Yes.
And prove how they do it. By the way, we don't just make boldless claims. So if you're listening to us and you're like, oh, these guys just calling out other people for this reason, well, it's not. There is a legit reason. We can prove it. We prove it every week. But also, if you believe Zach Baggins is real, reassess what you watch on TV, because Destination Fear is not even real.
No, definitely not real.
And it's really sad because I've got people on Twitter who I'm really good friends with who idolize the show.
Yes,
but they love.
Well,
us,
they don't even ride in that RV that they show.
No, they don't.
Like, if you watch their show, you see that big RV that's riding down the road or driving down the road. They're not even allowed in that RV. They're in a completely different one, and it's a lot smaller, and they're not even allowed in the big one that has their picture on it.
It's weird, isn't it? Like, why would you even bother?
Is Rob coming up?
Rob, say yes or no so we know if we can carry on.
If you're not coming up, we'll leave.
Yeah, but Destination Fear is, great. They're a nice bunch of dudes and dudettes. You know, people on the show seem to be really cool guys and nice, but they fake shit. So I have no respect for them.
Here he is. Rob.
This is Rob from the Patrol, everybody.
Can you guess which Rob it is?
Big Rob.
There you go. Oh, it's both.
Oh, both Robs. I am treated today.
Rob.
Yes.
Rob. Why have I never heard this story? Why have we not heard this story?
It was only like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, literally, as Rob said, 2 weeks ago. You know the one I sent you of the cow? I put it on Facebook.
Yeah.
where they're traveling over the bridge, and he goes, "Oh my God, there's something there. There's something there" on the infrared camera, and it turned out to be a cow. We just used it on our YouTube, like taking the mick out of it, and then straight away we got a warning from YouTube that he had claimed copyright, and we weren't allowed to use it, and to have it taken down immediately, or that would be it for our channel. So it was like, well, okay, we'll take it down then.
Wow.
Maybe
So he
Can I
is
air it?
watching. He is watching. He's watching. His eyes are everywhere.
He knows.
Oh yeah.
Unless somebody saw it that knows him.
No,
I don't know, because we've got stuff on there about Sam and Colby, and they're happy to. They were in the UK last week, and they were happy to have the video on there. But it's just Zach. Maybe it's because we're always moaning about him on your show. Maybe he doesn't like any of us.
You did meet us and then shit on him every location we went to.
Yeah, that's it.
Now,
when he says we were moaning, it was him.
No, I don't know.
remember.
I don't know how much truth there is to this. I'm pretty sure there probably is. But I was talking to somebody not too long ago that is doing a Paracon, and they were at this location, and he's never allowed back.
Oh wow!
And and if he's found on the property, they will call the police.
Oh wow!
Because he was in locations in this area that he wasn't supposed to be in, and he was told not to go in this area, but he went in the area anyways, and he was actually kicked off he was actually kicked out of the town. It was should I say the town?
Yeah,
go on.
It was Tombstone.
Mm.
Yes, he was kicked. He's not allowed back on the property. He's not allowed back in the town, and if he is, he will be arrested.
Wow.
So, it is what it is. But from what I understand, and I don't know how much truth there is to this, and I'm sure if it has to do with Zach, it is. That supposedly he's a very, very, very nice person when all the kiddies are around and all his fans are around. But behind the scenes, he's a completely different person.
He dresses like a twat. I mean, you can tell he's I mean, I know, so do I, but you can, the way he dresses for the TV show, you can show it's obnoxious.
Yeah.
He's not going in casual attire to go and do an investigation. He's dressing in these expensive suits and shit. He's a dickhead.
Yeah.
But
well, go ahead.
I just wanted to touch on as well that I'm really disappointed that Sam and Colby were in the UK this week and didn't message me and didn't come on this podcast to claim their innocence for the claims.
We're not liked by them either.
So open invitation, Sam and Colby. Just one of you come on this show.
And I called them out on an investigation they did here in Canada about last January, and they were faking. And somebody got upset in the comments, and I guess was great friends with them, and said, "I'm not watching the show ever again." That was on Patty's show. That was
I only watch it for the eye candy, Being an old gay man that I am, it's eye candy for me.
I was like, clearly it was just a 13-year-old fangirl of Colby's that had come into the chat. But the thing is, I like Sam and Colby as people. I have their book. I love them as people. I love them as people. I've watched them for years. Like, since their exploration days, I've loved them. It's just the disrespect in the locations that I've heard about from when they've been is my issue with them.
Yeah.
I mean, fake it all you want to your heart's content. Eventually you'll get found out. I'll make a video on you and people will know, right? It's not hard. I've ruined other people's channels so far. But we just need to I just want one of these channels to come on here and talk to us about it. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with Sam or Colby. I don't have a problem with Omar. I don't have a problem with, some of these other fakers. I'm sure some of them are great people. But I just don't like what they're doing to the field. They're mocking our field.
Well, I think we said
that's
it before,
the problem.
We said it before. I think Omar is probably a really nice person outside of YouTube. Like he has that personality on camera, so I hope he's the same off. That he seems to come across as quite a genuine person. He just lies
Well,
about.
we
the
have
deal.
somebody to ask about that.
That's true. We'll have to find out. Jody Dean, we know, is an asshole. He presents himself as one in every form of media he has. He's never come
and
across
he
as
is
a nice
outside
dude.
of the paranormal too, just to let you know.
Yeah, so I can imagine. So he comes across that way. Zach Baggins comes across as an asshole. Sam and Colby come across as nice guys.
Yeah, definitely.
And this is what I've always said. Like, I implore one of these channels to finally come across this podcast and just come on and talk to us and answer it. That's what I'm gonna. Open invitation to any one of them. Jasco, come and defend yourself. Sam Colby, Jody Dean, come on. I mean, Jody's already addressed us once in an unnamed video on Twitter. Come on the podcast and talk to us properly.
Exactly.
Who else?
I'd love to have any of them on. I'll have them on, and the first question is why.
Yeah, come on once.
Yeah, exactly. Come on the show and defend yourself.
Well, the worst thing, Sam and Colby was on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Oh, I didn't see it, but I heard it.
And they spoke about the Queen Mary, and I was like, that's utter bullshit. That they're clear. They faked the video on the Queen Mary. They faked it, and they're on Joe Rogan telling them how it's the scariest thing they've ever done. And I was like, right, so you're perpetuating shite to kids that are going to spend money on you. It's bollocks. Come on here and defend yourself.
Yeah. Maybe we should get Joe Rogan on here. What do you think?
Can you imagine if we got Joe Rogan on here? Can you imagine the scenes? One, I wouldn't know which one of you I'm talking to because you're both bald and beautiful, so I don't know which one I'd be talking to.
As I look over to my left, the profile.
Yes. Facebook user, you're 100% correct. It's all about subscriptions, and that's the point. I want them to come on here and tell us that.
Yeah.
Just justify.
I'd love to see one of them on the show and saying that, and then we'll stop talking about you.
Or just admit in a video that it's all entertainment, not real, and people should stop buying into your product under that pretense, and then I'll be fine with you.
You think Joe would come on here?
Who?
Joe, not Joe Rogan. Joe Urban Explorations, the one who admitted that he fakes his videos.
I'm sure he. If we reached out, I wonder if he probably could. Because he's openly admitted it, and I don't see why he couldn't come on here and say like this is the ramifications. Because I think all it takes is someone to say like this is how I was affected, and I mean obviously Sam and Colby would get hit really hard. Like their channel would dip, I think, if they came out and admitted it. But you know, it is what it is. I mean, I know that Colby's not very well. And I send my thoughts and feelings for him out for that because again, no one deserves to go through shit. But just admit you're lying about your videos, and that's all it takes. Or come on here and tell me why I'm wrong.
And that was Dan, by the way, Facebook user.
It was. I saw that. Hello, Dan from Portal to the Paranormal. But that's all my piece on it. But it was interesting to hear about Zach and the cow. I did not know that. Lesson learned for maybe it is time for another expose on Zach Baggins. Maybe I should do one.
Wow. That happened 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So obviously somebody he knows saw it, and he was sent the link and watched it.
But it only had 4 views. Like it was
one of them was him.
One of them. That's not bad for your channel though, boys. One of your viewers is Zach Baggins.
What's going on? You get a lot more views than that.
Never mind. It's just one of them.
Yeah.
But I'm being a little bit more careful now.
Oh no, Rob! Just wait till my videos come out.
Wait for 30 East Drive. I think we're gonna have some great fun there.
Oh yes, we are. Yes, we.
And just to let everybody know, Rob will be part of the Global Ghost Hunt as well. So get ready to see them in May.
Yep.
And looking forward to seeing their investigation. Other than that, boys, thank you for coming up. And if you want to go over to Rob and Rob's YouTube channel, it is called The Patrol Investigations, right?
The Patrol Paranormal, yeah.
Yes, there you go. The Patrol Paranormal. So go over and check them out, and you can also check them out on Facebook and all those wonderful places. Are you guys on TikTok?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are on TikTok. That's right. So go give them a follow and go check out some of their videos. One particular video you definitely will want to watch is when Rob was stretched. Big Rob was stretched, and he calls for that. He wants that. He wants them to hurt him.
That sounds like a king.
Yeah, well, the videos are great. Anyways, guys, thank you for coming up. I appreciate that.
See you later,
We'll
guys.
definitely
Thank
talk
you.
soon. Okay.
See you later. Bye. Bye.
Right.
No, that was great for them to come up. So, anyways, everybody, we've gone way past our time, and I want to say thank you for coming up, and I want to say thank you to Valerie. I want to say thank you to Rob and Rob for coming up, and as always, thanks for Lex for showing up today as well.
Always a pleasure to.
I think maybe he took a stop at McDonald's before he came.
Definitely did.
Yes.
Definitely.
You want to say your goodbyes?
But thank you, Valerie. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Rob. And thank you to all of you who are watching live on YouTube or listening to the podcast on all streaming services. So thank you so much for supporting this show. We'll see you next Sunday. Stay safe and stay spooky. Good night.